What's up, ninjas? What's going on? It's a sad Sunday, right? Raining non-stop for the last 2 days straight. And then it gets really cold in the nights. So high 20s, low 30s, right? And then when you add the rain, you know, everything's wet. It's really cold. So anyway, I wasn't even going to do a video today, but I thought it was a really good idea to take advantage of the cold and the fact that the trucks have been sitting for the last 2 days, not running at all. And oh, by the way, that's right, still got the Chevy. Still got the Chevy. Check this out. So you're probably wondering, but Nick, how? Well, keep it until next week. Not a big deal. What are we doing today? What do you think we're doing, ninjas? 2 trucks, just sitting for 2 days straight. Haven't moved at all. It's been really cold, raining. That's right, ninjas. We're gonna do a cold start on the Ford Powerstroke and the Silverado Duramax. So I thought it was a really great idea while I still have the Chevy to try it out and see how each one of them performs, so to say. More like if there's any hesitation, how they sound, which one seems louder, things of that nature, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna set you guys up on a tripod and I'm gonna start each one individually. And we're gonna check that out. Actually, I do have something else I wanna show you, but I wanna go ahead and knock this out just while we still have some daylight left. Oh yeah, right before we start, I do wanna let you guys know, I'm gonna go ahead and unlock the trucks, pop the hoods, so that way we can hear it more clearly, each one of the engines. So I will have the hoods popped and then we're gonna do one at a time. Probably gonna go ahead and start with Tiny, the good old 6.7 liter Powerstroke. For all of you who may be watching this that, you know, don't watch my videos and you're not aware, they're both diesel trucks. That is a 6.7 liter Powerstroke and this is a diesel Duramax 6.6 liter. Let's just show you the engine before we turn it on, okay? So keep in mind, clean engine, of course, brand new truck, a little bit dirtier engine, used truck. So, but some of you have been commenting just like it's not a fair comparison. Guys, I'm not comparing the Silverado to Tiny because they're not even the same package. Now, if I was to compare anything, would be the 2 transmissions and the 2 diesel engines. Now, that's something I guess I could compare, but I never even got this to compare to that. It was more of just to try it out and see what Chevy has to offer. So I do want to make that clear, but anyway. Okay, so as you can see, this is the 6.6 liter, as it says it right there. Duramax HD for heavy duty and with the Allison transmission. It honestly, to me, looks very, very similar to the Powerstroke. As I mentioned in one of my other videos, it just looks really busy, as all diesel engines seem like they are, especially these new ones. And you know, it just, you know, it's up really high and it's filled in really well. It does seem like there's a little bit more room here than on the Powerstroke, but other than that, it just looks like a beefy engine. And then when we go over here to the Powerstroke, same thing. Lifted up high, everything is so tight and filled in and very little room. So both engines can definitely have very, similarities to that. Okay, well, there you have it. It definitely sounds angry. For those of you who don't know, diesel engines are not happy campers when it's super cold. They do not like cold temperatures. It's one of the reasons why a lot of diesels, just about all of them, especially the newer ones, but I'm pretty sure even the older ones, have a plug in the front where if it gets really cold, you can keep the engine oil pan warm, and it keeps the oil warm until, you know, up to a certain temperature, just so that way it starts easier. And what you do is you run the extension cord and plug it in, and as far as the Fords go, it's right there. Not sure if you can see, but it's right there. Okay, so while we're letting the engine warm up, a couple of things I want to point out that stood out to me that may or may not stand out to you. So for one, I did not feel like after 2 days of cold, brutal rain and cold temperatures that the Powerstroke really hesitated. It did not hesitate whatsoever. Now, did it have an aggressive roar when it first cranked? Yes, and I believe the Silverado here will have the same thing. I think diesel engines in general are going to be, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, more aggressive, so they're going to have that mean roar to it. But did it hesitate? No, it did not. Also, is it loud? Yes. I also particularly think that Ford Powerstrokes are a little louder engines than your average other diesel engines. I think it's just the way they're designed, the way they're built, whatever it is that it is to them, they are just, they have that dun 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 dun. Tiny here did not sound so loud when I first purchased it, but as I put in about 20,000 plus miles, the sound changed and it got a lot deeper and stronger. And again, I think that's part of the engine just breaking in and having a, settling in with its own sound. All right, ninjas, so the Silverado came on, and much of what I expected, it definitely had a super aggressive, let me step back so you guys can hear me, super aggressive click and roar when it started. If I was to compare to the two engines, I would say that the Silverado definitely had more of a meaner aggression when it cranked, which tells me that, it had to maybe work just a little bit harder to start, would be my guess. But it could also just be because that's just the way the engine is. One other thing that I just noticed is I feel like the Duramax is a little bit quieter from the Powerstroke, but keep in mind this is a new truck, so I'm guessing that it's going to get louder as the engine breaks in and you put some miles on it. I do feel like the Silverado had a harder hit when you turn the key in the engine, but I do feel like that the Powerstroke overall is louder from the Duramax just when it's running. Gas engines, I know the first 5,000 miles, I think, is when they really break in. But by the book, if you go by the book, I did not check on the Silverado, but the Powerstroke does not actually break in till about 30 to 40,000 miles. That's amazing, guys. 30 to 40,000 miles, and that's when the engine actually breaks in. It's one of the reasons why these engines in general last so much longer than your average gas engine would. One other thing I do want to point out to you ninjas that I forgot to mention, which is actually one of the biggest things part of these trucks and just these brands in general, is Ford has decided, a lot of you already may know this by now, but for those who may not, I think a couple of years ago, to transfer or change up their whole trucks to complete aluminum, just about basically their whole body. It's all aluminum. And one of the reasons that I know that they did that is to cut back in that weight. So that way they can give better fuel economy for their trucks. I think Chevy is starting to go aluminum, but they're only doing it, I think, slowly, if I'm not mistaken. They're only doing certain parts to it. But eventually, guys, all trucks are gonna go aluminum. Ford was just the first to start, but all trucks, I think, are gonna go aluminum. They have to save on the weight, which in return gets better gas mileage. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's not a long video of just the cold start on the Duramax and the Powerstroke. I do want to conclude this video and say a big shout out and a big thank you to two ninjas who sent me some stickers. And of course, we're going to go ahead and put it on the wall right here behind me on these cabinets. And the two gentlemen who sent me these stickers are Angel Medina's Lawn Care Service and Hairston Property Management. Okay, so guys, let's go ahead and put these. I do want to tell these ninjas that thank you for sending these out. I noticed a lot of guys are doing these sticker things right now. I think it's a great thing to do. I really do. I think it's a great thing to do to connect to the community and show some support to one another, and just recognize that we're not alone and we're all in this together. Lawn care, and that we're all doing this for a living, and we can learn from one another and help each other, or just relate to one another. So Big shout out to these two ninjas. Here we go. Angel Medina's Lawn Care Service. You're going right next to my Ninja Kato right here, so we're gonna go ahead and put you right there. Yeah, there we go. Angel Medina's Lawn Care Service. Love it. I love the little wings on the mower too. That's great. Next up is Hairston Property Management. I love this design too, with the H that looks like a house, and looks like it's got a roof over it with the grass that's sticking up at the top. I love that, man. That's a great design. So we're gonna go ahead and put you right under my Ninja Kato. Make sure I get a straight sticky. Love it. Thank you, ninjas, for sending these out, and look forward to many more, but I wanted to share this with you and give these guys an awesome shout out. Just knowing that they're part of this community and that they're watching me also is just a great motivator. Ninjas, thanks for watching. Tomorrow is Pump Monday, but I do not think we're gonna be working tomorrow because it's been nothing but 2 days of rain. Everything is soggy, saturated, wet, cold, so I think I do wanna give one more day and let it dry out. And I'm hoping if there's no rain tomorrow, then we will start on Thunder Pumper Tuesday. And if it rains tomorrow and ends up raining all day, then obviously I may want to give Tuesday a day as well to dry out, and we might just start on a Whack-A-Granny Wednesday. So who knows? We'll see. But guys, see you tomorrow. We'll make a video about something. Peace.